my question is, so with my interest in creating music, I am strongly against using AI for that. Is there anything you could say about using AI for creating music that you might change my mind a little bit to consider doing something different?
I have no interest in changing your mind. The #1 Billboard songs are going to be affected by this. There's literally a really interesting creative project right now to have a lot of people create AI content and try to game the system to break the Billboard charts. Those things will happen. But again, like the power of humans making art is unrivaled, and I'm not going to defend these AI systems. Sorry. Oh yeah, everyone's like, good, yeah, fuck them. I do think we had copywriters here, like there will be more interest from affluent people to pay to have things done by hand. I know someone that they do voiceover, and she's making her living by going more niche and finding authors that want to pay humans to read the book on tape, not to have an AI, right? Is that going to scale to everyone? No. Is that going to provide for all of us to eat? No, it's not. But there are human opportunities as more things become commodified.
I didn't want to focus just on AI because that
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily all. But
Yeah.
one of the things that does concern me is just the abuse of the natural resources that it takes to run all the data farms and all of the issues with water and electricity and things like that. So I love the idea, the potential of riding the wave on the other side to help people. But at the same time, I'm conflicted because it seems like it's one of the worst technologies that's been created in terms of harm to the planet.
Yes.
Yeah, agree. And what I did at my day job, which is 1,400 people, is I asked ChatGPT, how much electricity and water is our Outlook email system using for emails sent by a company that's about 1,400 people? How much is our data storage on Slack and Box? And it pales in comparison, or it makes ChatGPT usage look pale in comparison to that environmental footprint. Well, nobody wins this game. That's not a good excuse to add more stuff that hurts the environment, right? But there's a lot of work and reconciliation we have to do, and my hope is not a strategy, but my genuine hope is that some of this super smart tech is going to help us solve those problems. I'm not going to defend that either.
Yeah, makes sense. I hadn't thought of that. So
Might be another big question, but how do you personally toe the line with ethics while you're playing?
It's really interesting when you buy a little wristband that will listen to your entire day, and it listens and it crunches and it says, it has a full outline of what you've done today. And then I can be like not feeling so good at the end of the day, but like, man, I didn't get anything done. And I can go in and ask my own large language model of my day, like, what did I do? And it's like, oh, actually, you did this and you balanced this meeting, and then you went to a kiddo doctor appointment and you came back and like, you did great. And I'm like, thank you. Or, with permission, wearing this during marriage therapy, which is an important tool in my relationship with my partner of 27 years for us to stay married and grow. And to be like, you know, she just keeps saying the same thing. I don't understand what it's saying. And it's like, actually, this is what she is saying that you're not getting. Wow. For us to be talking and you to recommend, oh, I'll send you a link to that. And then later it's in my to-do list to send a link. Okay, all of that's really cool technology. And also, this is fucking illegal. This is not ethical. Like, you and I are sitting across from each other and I'm recording every single thing. And guess how much this cost? $50. Guess who just bought them? Amazon. And so what I do is, it's like I would never use this at work because I will get fired because it will invalidate my contracts. I would never sit at a coffee meeting with you and not say, is it okay if I turn this on? And then we'll have a conversation about it. And so I'm also like one of the first people experimenting with that. And as someone who like wore Google Glass and had people go like, well, only perverts have that because they're bringing cameras in the bathroom. And I'm like, every single fucking person has a phone with a camera they take in the bathroom. And also, I understand what you're saying. And now with the Meta glasses coming, like everyone's gonna have cameras on their faces again. And I'm interested because I have the privilege of being a cis-het white male who's affluent and who has education. Like I can go into these spaces and I can try the things without fear of like, I'm checking in online, telling everyone where I am. Like I have a privilege that other people don't have. I also have a responsibility to like test that out and be like, here's what I think. And what I wrote about the Napster digital twin today is I'm really upset that how fast it cloned me and it made a version of me that sounds and looks like me that is not me. And I have a cassette tape that my grandpa made called For My Grandchildren's Grandchildren, and it's him telling the story of our family. And he was an important part of my childhood and a big father figure for me growing up. And he passed away before my kids were born. I've listened to that tape once, and like you guys know, someone that you love, to hear their voice, and you just miss you just miss their mannerisms and who he was, and like, man, I wish he was around. And I got to see my kids, and like I could ask advice, right? And I look at my little avatar that's me, and I'm like, holy shit, my kids are gonna use that in the same way. My grandchildren's grandchildren are gonna have a copy of me, but it ain't me. And I'm not okay with that. And so some of what I'm doing is like in experimenting with that thing is like pushing around the feeling of that, because I do have the privilege of having space to do that. And then I'm back channeling on background with a reporter at the New York Times right now about this experience for their reporting on what's gonna happen. And so like using some of that power to help affect things is something I'm really passionate about, even if you can't tell always on the outside.
Let's give a great round of applause.
Thank you guys. You're awesome.